Welcome to the Tom Bernard Show with
Alex Bernard Rasmussen.
Andy Brant Bernard.
And Kristen Burt.
And Catherine's not here. She's probably not going to be here all week long. Because...
She said she might tomorrow, probably Thursday and Friday.
Oh, she might be coming in those days?
Yes.
Yeah, because she's teeing up the new house with the new carpet and the this and the that and the blah, blah, blah.
And the this and the that. And
so,
the blah,
it's all that stuff. No question about it. Kristen Burt, what is the latest? Kristen Burt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. What's happening?
I have good news for you this morning.
Hooray.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Well,
somebody was nice to somebody?
What? Who's nice to who?
Somebody was nice to somebody? That doesn't happen anymore.
No, it's actually good news for one of your TV shows. So,
good.
Untamed, which I know you just started watching on Netflix. We just started watching it, yep. Already got picked up for season 2.
Oh, really?
Which is a huge surprise, not because it's a great success. It is. But it originally was designed as a standalone limited series, 6 episodes only, and that is it.
Yeah.
But they've had such great success with it. They love the cast that Netflix convinced the creators to go, let's do a second season. So the cast is expected to be back for season 2. It's really preliminary in terms of information because they literally just announced it this morning. But I'm assuming we will probably see it sometime. If they've got to write something, it's probably going to be 2027 by the time we see it, because this was originally a standalone story.
There you have it.
All right.
I got to ask everybody a question about the world.
Oh, Lord.
Because this is something we have 2 televisions at home, and we have to have them move and do this, that, and the other thing. So I know that Paramount is CBS, correct?
Correct.
And I know that Peacock is NBC. Fox, I don't know where to even find that. Fox News you can find, but not the Fox channel. What is that now?
You mean Fox Entertainment? Because Fox Entertainment is owned by Disney. Which is
it is on Disney. Okay,
yes,
that's where something else.
They split about now. I want to say 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. So Fox News is its own entity, and owned by Rupert Murdoch, and then Fox Entertainment is under the Disney umbrella.
Okay, so I'll look under Disney, and then ABC. Where is that?
Under Disney.
Well, that's under Disney too. So Fox and ABC is under Disney. My God, Disney's got a lot of... They got Hulu, too, now, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Hulu's under Disney now. It's like, my God.
Yeah, because they bought out Comcast.
That's right. Yeah, there you go.
Right. And now, technically, Skydance, it'll go through August 7th. That's the expected closing date for that. But they will own Paramount and CBS.
There you go.
Yeah, it's very confusing. And I will tell you, the landscape will only get more confusing as time goes on.
No question about it. So I can find what I can't find on ABC and CBS. I mean NBC and CBS. I can find on Disney.
Disney, yeah, Disney Plus or Hulu. So if you have, that's the other confusing thing. At some point, Hulu's going to be completely absorbed into Disney Plus, so there'll be less confusion.
Yep.
But for now, if you're looking for a lot of your scripted dramas, the sitcoms, most of those will be on Hulu. Select ones will be on Disney Plus. All like the Disney type of properties, Pixar, blah, 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 blah. Star Wars, all on Disney Plus. Very confusing.
It kind of is just hard to find some things.
Yeah, honestly, the best thing to do is if you're looking for a particular show is to actually go to Google first and say, where is it streaming for free?
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Saying that you have a subscription. Yeah. So if you have a subscription, you know it's going to be free, and you know it's going to be there on your account. So it's really hard, though, sometimes to sort it out.
Yeah, if I want to watch a specific movie, I'm like, where can I watch this movie online?
Kind of annoying
because I don't know where it is, unless it's a Disney movie.
It is really annoying, and it's one of those situations. They start to, is it Netflix? Is it Hulu? Like, where are the two of them? Especially when it comes to scripted drama, I feel like in general it's going to be on one of those two. But where is it?
Yep, an Apple TV.
Yeah, and Apple TV's
there you have
coming
it.
up.
Getting in the mix.
They are getting in the mix. They are finally getting in the mix. It took them some time, but they're getting there.
Yep.
We got lucky last night because I was looking for some of those different things, and I ran across a Billy Joel 2-part series.
Yes, I told you to watch it.
It is phenomenal. Is it 2 parts total?
It's 2 parts total.
Okay.
You will find it on HBO or Max, depending on whether you have cable or streaming. And I highly recommend as a companion piece to anyone who's really interested in like the full story. After you watch the Billy Joel documentary, highly recommend Christy Brinkley's
Oh,
memoir. Whether you want to do it, I'm doing it as an audiobook right now, but of course you can read the book if you want to go old school. It is fantastic. And the two of them, you kind of get both of their sides. And it actually makes me think, it actually makes me a little bit sad because this could have been like the greatest love story, but his alcoholism
Yeah.
just destroyed their marriage. And it makes me, and she talks so fondly of him and how much she loved him and how much she loved their family. And he just could not get his addiction together.
I got to be honest with you. Like I said, where I grew up, black, Catholic, and Jewish, I didn't see a lot of drunk Jews in my life. It was not a big thing for Jews in my neighborhood to be drinking alcohol. It isn't any in general, is it? Jews are not big drinkers usually.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know, but I would say that he was a major pop star. So
Oh, he was, no doubt about
that
it.
lifestyle probably goes along with some of
Yeah.
that, of course. And, and he was also someone, and you get this from Christie's perspective. He came from this working class family, really blue collar, and he made it huge, not even just big, but huge. And he was shocked that he was able to afford a private plane
Yeah.
or a big mansion on Long Island. And he was very generous. She said every time he would take care of his crews, like after he would do a major tour, he'd buy them all motorcycles or, with something big as a thank you gift because he was still stunned. And she goes, he's even stunned to this day in his 70s
Yeah.
that he
Yep.
has earned the incredible fortune that he has.
One thing
He's
I do
so
have to-
talented.
One thing I do have to tell you, his first wife, who was the wife of a friend of his, or at least the girlfriend of a friend of his, he ended up marrying her, and she's now like mid-70s, something like that.
So he had an affair with his best friend's wife.
That's
They did
right.
not marry, but it broke up both of their marriages.
Yes.
And the guilt that sort of he carried with all of that because his friend also had a child with that wife. So,
Oh, okay.
He's like, all of a sudden, like it broke up both of our marriages. And then there's this little kid in the mix, just stuck in the tragedy of it all, honestly. And he and you kind of look and you go, maybe that was some of the roots of like where your alcoholism started because you start using alcohol as an escape possibly.
Yep.
And if you don't do therapy to work through that, that's a lot to carry. It's a big burden.
No question about it. But what I was going to say, his friend's wife. So he never did marry her, but they stayed together for like a couple of decades, didn't they?
So he was married 4 times. So he had his first
Oh.
wife, Christy Brinkley, Katie Lee, and his current wife, Alexis Roderick, whom he has 2 kids with. So in between his first wife and Christy Brinkley fell the affair partner. And they stayed together a bit.
What's really amazing about that woman, because she was kind of like his manager too. She was kind of managing the tour and all that, the tour things and all that. I mean this as a high compliment. This woman is 75 years old, I think, something like that. She's prettier now than she was. And she was good looking as a kid, but she's prettier now. She's very classy looking. Mm-hmm. And she really is. I mean, it's amazing.
She did an interview with People, and she was stunning.
Yeah, she
really
was.
Stunning.
She
really
absolutely was.
Yeah. The whole thing is just, I mean, it's a great tale. As I said, the 2-part documentary is great. And then if you just want to get a little bit more perspective, a little bit more depth, her book is fantastic.
Yeah.
Too. She's had 4 marriages herself. So between the 2 of them, and I think had they each gotten their second marriage to each other, like had they been able to make it work, I think they still would have been married today. I mean, to me, she still loves him.
See, I still love the fact that in my family, there was only one person in my family that got married more than once, and that was my psychotic father. He ran away and left my mother, got divorced, and married somebody. Who the hell would marry a psychopath?
I didn't know he got remarried.
Yeah,
did. He
you
got
have-
remarried.
Yeah.
Huh.
We knew this.
There
You have
are
a
plenty
brother
of
that's been
women
married.
that will take broken men.
It's just,
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that is fact, and they think they can
Very
change
true.
them, and then they learn the lesson. But and a lot of men can't be alone, so they'll just look for a woman who will take the broken man.
Yep.
But I mean, And I'm not criticizing anybody. It happens. I understand and all the rest of it and whatever. But I've said this before, and I'm very serious about this. And some people go, oh, yeah, whatever. Kath and I have been together for 45 years, and I love her now more than I ever have. It hasn't dwindled. It's gotten stronger. I mean, I love that about my life, the fact that Catherine is a pretty tough woman, too. She's not going to say, okay, Tom, do whatever you want. Andy and Alex, and you see your mother going, okay, Tom, do whatever you want. That's okay.
Sometimes, depending on the
Well,
context, if you're
yeah, I
just
suppose
going to
that's
be
true.
all wild.
I suppose that's true, but yeah, watching those things kind of makes me sad because the more successful you are in the music business, it seems the more your life is screwed up.
Well, one thing that comes into play in Christie's memoir, which by the way is called Uptown Girl, which I love
it's
because
great.
that obviously played into their story.
Yep.
But she talks a lot about after they got pregnant pretty soon after their wedding, and then Billy Joel was on a world tour. So she's like, we were often just alone, and she's like, we would meet up with him as much as we could. But she had a full-time career. She had a toddler at that point. He had a big career. And, a world tour oftentimes can be 18 months. I mean, you certainly know that, Tom. You've interacted with plenty of musicians in your career. And, she's a model, again, also expected to be all over the world. And she can take Alexa's the daughter's name, Alexa Joel, with her. But it's another one of those situations where he can't be everywhere Christy was. And it created a really big, this massive valley between them too. And then his drinking escalated.
Yeah, it's quite we've only seen the first part. Looking forward to the second. Second part's 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
So we might.
He hasn't. The second part, I believe, is where he gets into the Elton John of it all, which is really fascinating.
Yeah.
Because the two of them traveled and toured together for years, and then Elton at a certain point was like, "Dude, like rehab maybe," because Elton has been sober for decades at this point, and was like, "This ain't working for you."
Yeah, it's not.
And that went down like, I don't know, lead balloon.
I don't know. Music is as important. I guess I'm asking all three of you this. Is music as important, a brand of music? Because when I was a kid, rock music, pop music was very, very important in our lives. There's no question. Has that changed at all? Is it still the pop music that's so good? I mean, there are country fans too. I understand that, but
I don't think so.
it's not as big a deal as it used to be.
People don't just like sit around listening to music.
No,
It's just like
true.
not something that younger people do.
That is true.
Conversely, though, appointment concerts like a Beyonce, this like we saw this weekend where Destiny's Child showed up, or I would say a lot of people are going to Sphere to see Backstreet Boys, or the Eras tour we saw over the last couple of years. There are certain artists people turn out for, but I feel like with the demise of MTV, we don't see that. Or even like Casey Kasem, like the top 40, like people listening to the radio just for that. Like stuff like that, those aren't a part of pop culture anymore. And that's really sad. Those are gone. And the music industry obviously has changed with streaming, all of that. MTV just doesn't have the presence. I mean, they do the VMAs, but they're not doing the TV and movie awards the way they used to. So there's just a lot of things that are just a part of the past that I think Gen Z and Alpha Gen are not really interested in.
I can't believe MTV still exists, to be honest. Like, what do they even do they still play music videos?
Yeah, what?
I don't know.
Right.
It's mostly reality shows. They do like the challenge, which came out of the Real World Road Rules reality shows. But of course, music videos, no. And the era, I lived in New York City when TRL was everything.
Total Request Live.
Total Request Live and Carson
Absolutely.
Daly. And there was something so magical about going to Times Square at the time that TRL would go, and I think it was like 3:00 every day, if I'm correct. And just this group of like young people gathering in hopes that like one of their favorite artists would like look out the windows from the building and wave down to them. There was just something really sweet about that. But again, that would never happen in this era because we have social media. And if you want to see your favorite artists, they're just going to be on TikTok or Instagram.
No question. Who was the guy? Because I know when Casey Kasem was going to retire or whatever, they had called me about taking his place and doing all that. And they called one other guy, but I can't remember. Who was the guy that actually did take his place?
Rick Dees did it.
Did Rick Dees
in the
do
weekly
it?
Top 40. He did it. But
It
that was
didn't-
that a separate show?
It didn't last much longer. I know that after Casey died. Like I said, I talked to them about doing it.
Ryan did it for a while too. Ryan Seacrest.
Ryan Seacrest, maybe that's who I'm thinking.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, Ryan Seacrest
he
did
did
it,
do
yeah,
it. But Ryan, as much as Ryan works, Ryan just doesn't have that same magic that Casey Kasem had
No.
or Dick Clark had.
No.
Yeah.
I don't find him. He's fine. Like he services the project. Like I think he's good on American Idol. Like services the job. Gets makes it about the contestants. Doesn't make it about him. But I don't find him all that interesting of a personality. Where like Casey, you were drawn into his voice.
Yep.
Dick Clark was
Yep.
just like your dad, and you're like, yeah, my dad's
It's
here, showing us
true.
like cool music. I don't know. Something so
It
different
was a
about
wholly
it.
different deal. But I tell you what, I just, so I didn't get, I was one of the last couple of people, but I didn't get the job. I didn't really want to do it anyway because I knew this was happening. You don't want to replace somebody like Casey Kasem. It's never going to work. So the great thing about that is he used to call into the KQ morning show once in a while. And every time he called in, and I never met Casey in person. It was always on the phone or on the air. And honest to God, so I go, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our special guest, Casey Kasem. Tom Bernard, how you doing? And he just launched right into the voice and the whole thing.
You always wonder if people like that talk normal, like at home.
I know. Like, is that how he talks all the time, or?
It's like Paris Hilton. It is such a shocker when you interview her because
Oh, yeah.
she talks like this.
Yeah,
and then when
she
you
has a
see her
low
in public,
voice.
she's like, "Bell the baby voice," and it's
Yeah.
all an act. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people who knew Michael Jackson will tell you the same thing, that when he talked in person, one-on-one, it was a much deeper voice, but when he went out in public, it was this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always find that really fascinating, but it was such a shocker. I've interviewed Paris a few times now, and I'm used to it. But the first time I was like, oh, okay. Okay, this is your normal voice.
Do you have one person, and you don't have to say who it is, but is there one person that you interviewed that it just went horribly? Because it does to everybody.
Thomas Jane, I don't even mind. Like
Thomas Jane, there you go.
Thomas Jane, and it's just a weird. He was just weird. Like
Yeah.
weird is like the best description. He wasn't mean or anything else like that, but he went through a phase where he didn't want to wear shoes on the red carpet. He would either walk around barefoot, or he would wear those, those like running shoes that have the individual.
Oh,
They're, you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Vibram?
the toe shoes or whatever?
yeah, they're like
Like
Vibram toe shoes. Yeah.
Some people run in them. So you could use them as
Yes.
like maybe water shoes if you wanted to. But he would wear those, and then he would kind of like leave and then come back in the interview. It was so strange, and I always was like, "What is going through your head right now? Like, do you know you're on a red carpet and that this camera is on?" It was a lot of that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I could see that. One other person I want to mention very quickly, because I just saw it appeared on, I believe, X last night, I think it was. Do you think Jane Fonda will ever figure out, Jane, just let it go? Because she released another statement about how horrible everything is and all the rest of it.
Yeah, she does that.
And the sad thing about it is, like I said, I've met her a couple of times, and she's always very, very nice to me. Just a sweet. You could tell, by the way. Have you ever interviewed her live?
I have, yes. She's super smart.
She's a very smart person, but you can look in her eyes and see what her father did to her. I mean,
She had a
she's
hard life.
has very, very painful expression on her face. It's really sad because she's a stunningly beautiful woman. She's very talented. She's the nicest, one of the nicest people I've ever met. Some people don't like her, I guess, but she was just a sweetheart about the whole deal. But she came out and said she's not proud of America or some, I don't know. She had to make a political statement again, which I don't really understand why she would do. Andy, can you look and see what it had something to do with? I don't know. Something's wrong with America. I'm not proud of America or something like that. But people went after her on social media like they were. Every post was negative. Every post was anti-Jane Fonda.
Well, that makes sense on X.
It does.
I mean,
Yeah.
it does. It makes sense on
Yep.
X for sure. I think if she had probably done it on TikTok, she would probably find all of her fans there.
Yeah, that's probably true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just depends on where the message is going and how people are receiving it.
I'm having a lot of trouble with social media now because it's really negative right now. Oh my God, is it negative? Why? I mean,
Well, I got off of X. X to me was
Yeah.
completely toxic. So
really
I
is.
exited that. That was a good place to exit.
Good for you.
Really, when
Yep.
it got to, yeah, it was a
I don't know
place
why
that I was
anyone
like,
goes on that, honestly.
and it's so funny. My account still exists. I just made it private and I don't post anymore. Occasionally, I will have to look in there for some topic, and I need it for an article, that thing. So I didn't completely delete my account, but I will go, oh my gosh, like what is going on?
Yeah, I know.
And it is one of those things that Facebook feels a little bit less toxic, but also has a lot of strange discussions sometimes that I go,
They
"Oh, I
really,
need to
yeah,
see this."
Facebook is weird.
Yeah. So I just go, because TikTok allows you to control your algorithm a little bit more, where you can just keep yourself in a happy zone of like, hey, I just want to see kitten videos or like cute puppies or like a dance video.
There you go.
It keeps me in a safer space, I feel like, instead
Absolutely.
of all of the discourse.
Yeah, it really is unfortunate because there's a very uncomfortable feeling in the world right now, and it's just. I guess it's because social media is out there and people can now say horrible things about other people, and there's no penalty for it.
Well, and I think the global situation, just everyone feels
Terrible.
unsettled. There's just a
Absolutely
lot of unrest around the world, and not just here in the United States. And I think people deal with it differently. Some people will lash out because they've got a keyboard, and that's their, mode of taking it out on people. But, I look at what happened in Times Square yesterday, and that just
Oh God.
is really, it's just one of those things, like why people don't want to go into the office. I'm like, well, that's one reason.
That was a-
I mean, you don't think it's going to happen, but it could happen. Like, that's kind of scary.
Was that a semi-automatic weapon that he had? Walking down the street with this rifle.
Was it hidden? That's my question, because he went right into the lobby. And, the one thing about a lot of the Manhattan skyscrapers, there is a lot of security. The lobby, you need like a pass to get through.
Right.
And up the elevators, but a lobby is kind of a target if it's just kind of
Yeah.
a gathering place. So that makes me think a lot of Manhattan skyscrapers are going to be rethinking their security plans now.
Well, the last thing I saw before I went to bed last night, they showed a picture of this black man walking down the street with an automatic rifle, talking about free Palestine. So I don't know what that's all about.
I don't know. I know that the note that they found on him allegedly refers to CTE.
Yeah, he
and
was
football.
actually, from what I've heard, he was in the building to go after the NFL, but he went to the wrong floor.
Oh God.
He went to the Blackstone floor.
Oh.
And the photo that I saw with the employees of Blackstone barricading the door with all
Yep.
the furniture. And I mean, it's not just like, hey, here's a couch. And they took every couch that they could possibly find in that office. And it is a ginormous, like huge, just to make sure that they stayed safe. And I thought, good for them, first of all, but also what terror and adrenaline must have been going through all of them to be piling up really heavy couches in a massive like pile.
It's just, I don't know. Look, the world goes through ups and downs and bumps in the road and all the rest of it. When I was a kid, I think I was about 14 years old, an 18-year-old friend of mine who had been drinking thought it was funny to put a pistol to my head. It's like,
Oh,
it's not really funny. I knew he wasn't going to shoot me, but there could have been an accident. I mean, he could have accidentally.
Yep.
I mean, I was like, after he sobered up, I said, what the hell is wrong with you putting a gun up to my head, for Christ's sake? But yeah, one little slip, I would have been dead.
yeah. And all those people went to work just thinking, that I think one of the Blackstone employees who was in the lobby who was killed, mom, I think she was only in her 40s,
God.
2 kids, the NYPD police officer, wife pregnant at home, and 2 kids already here. I mean, that's devastation for the family.
Yep.
It's super sad. And, he went and did his job. Obviously, there's a lot of danger being an NYPD
Yeah. Yep.
officer. He understands the risks with that, but I certainly don't think he went to work that day thinking that was going to be what happened to him.
One interesting thing about the killer is that he committed suicide by shooting himself in the chest,
Oh.
which is much more painful and it takes
Yes.
longer to die, but he did it so that they could study his brain.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he was like, I'm crazy because I have CTE and I'm going to prove it by, here's my crazy thing I'm going to do, now dissect my brain.
And he
was
never
basically
played
his
for the
whole point.
NFL. So I think,
No.
again, the NFL is not responsible for his CTE in this
No.
particular case.
No.
I mean, the CTE in the NFL is a totally different discussion, of course, but I mean, it is probably a discussion for a lot of parents whose kids want to play football or some
Yep.
of the other sports where you can get concussions very easily, including cheerleading. That's, it's
Yeah.
one of those situations parents probably should be having discussions over what's best in terms of activities.
I do wonder if CTE is going down with new helmets, and if not, then why don't they make new helmets?
They do have new helmets for the NFL, and a lot of them don't want to wear them.
Oh, really?
But remember those ones last year we saw
Yeah,
a
they're
couple
giant.
of people wore them?
Yep.
There's a specific name for them.
Crazy helmet. We got, apparently, according to Boston University, 91.7% of NFL players studied had CTE.
Oh, 91%?
So basically, it's like they all have it.
God.
So yeah,
Wrestlers are
something's
another
got to
one.
give. It's either the helmets or just the way they play the game. Because, you can't have thousands of people running around with brain damage because they played football.
God, I tell you, you just gave me a great memory. There was a place in North Minneapolis called Phyllis Wheatley. It was kind of a gathering center for young people. It was kind of like, God, what would it compare to? It was just you went there to play sports or, it was somewhere to hang out for poor kids and all that stuff. And I went to Phyllis Wheatley one time because I was, in general, a lot bigger than most of the people in my class. And I went to Phyllis Wheatley, and I almost got talked into getting in the ring, the boxing ring. And I went, no, one bad stroke, I could have a hemorrhage and die. Mm-hmm. Why do you want to get in a sport where people are punching you in the face? It's like, no thanks.
Boxing, rugby,
Oh.
cheerleading, soccer, football, possibly hockey. I would assume hockey probably.
No, hockey
Yeah,
probably
I won't
too,
let
yeah.
I've told both my children, I'm like, you can't play football or hockey. Well,
That's it.
women's
Yeah.
hockey, when women don't really play, they don't play tackle football, so Fawn's in the clear. But I'm like, Sage, sorry, you can never play hockey or football.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, well, why not?
I mean,
I'm like, your head.
Yeah.
It really should be a discussion. I mean, it really is.
Yes.
I mean, for parents, because I think they start getting into activities. You're like, what activities is that going to be? If they're active, you're thinking sports. It really is something and when that movie Concussion came out with Will Smith, I had done a couple of interviews with doctors at the time at BU, which has like kind of the premier research facility for that. And they're just like, it's amazing what we see in terms of, you just say, oh, the athlete had, was an alcoholic, an addict, domestic violence, all
Right.
of that stuff. They said usually if they do wind up committing suicide or they die of natural causes, if their brain is donated, we're finding that all of that was directly related to their CTE. A lot of the brain diseases, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and we're talking specifically for those professional athletes, MS,
Yeah.
they all sort of wind up.
I think I'll
Because
go
you're-
with table tennis.
Doesn't that
Safe.
sound nice?
Safe. Sage likes basketball and Fawn likes dance, so I'm good.
There, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Kristen, another brilliant report. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thanks a
Bye.
lot. Kristen
Bye-bye.
Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Be right back with Chris Eggert right after this. From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Pally?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget, and now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
You're listening to us, your customers are listening to us, and they'll hear me promote your business. The Tom Bernard Podcast attracts thousands of listeners who are loyal, engaged, and ready to support businesses they trust. Our podcast has helped numerous businesses increase traffic, sales, and brand recognition. We're not just about ads, we're about results. Whether you're a local business or a national brand, we offer custom advertising packages designed to fit your unique needs and goals. Our audience spans multiple demographics, allowing you to target your ideal customers with precision, from millennials to baby boomers and everybody in between. With the broad reach of the show and passionate following, your business will see increased visibility and awareness, translating into more customers and sales. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Eggert now joins us. What's up, Pally?
What up? How are you guys?
Oh, we're fine. We're talking a lot about how weird the world's getting. That thing in New York yesterday with the guy with the machine gun walking down the street.
It wasn't a machine gun, but
What was it? Rapid fire?
it was semi-automatic.
Semi-automatic?
But most
Okay.
guns are semi-automatic.
I suppose that is true.
There was also
Yeah.
a mass stabbing in Michigan and another shooting in Reno.
What is going
Yeah.
on?
I have thoughts on the office shooting thing. If you want to hear them.
I'd love to hear.
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to mute your mic now.
There you go.
I think everyone should be really careful in blaming football before anyone has any idea what happened there. Just because
Yeah.
the guy was obviously a whack job,
Mm-hmm.
and just because he says that's what happened, nobody has any idea.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
he probably did have CTE, but not everyone with CTE goes and shoots a bunch of people, so it's debatably immaterial.
Right.
But I don't even think, how could you even say he has CTE? Like, he played high school football. Like, you have no idea.
Yeah, that's
No.
true.
Well, he left his brain intact, so technically
Yeah,
we
well,
we
and-
could find out if we wanted.
Yeah, for sure. And if that's something that happens, I mean, who would pay for his testing for CTE? Certainly, anybody who's got anything with football doesn't want to have that. Look, oh yeah, remember that
Yeah.
guy who walked into office and shot 4 people? Yeah, he had CTE.
Turns out it was our fault after all. Whoops.
Yeah, so who's in a hurry to prove that? I guess is a whole
Right.
is a whole other part of that. Our oldest was a college football player, D1, and had to quit because of continued concussions.
Yep.
So it's a very controversial topic. It's the concussion thing and the brain injury thing it's definitely an issue to be addressed. I hate automatically like going with this guy's narrative that because he said that it must be
Yeah.
it must be CTE. If that's what they find out, anyway, I wanted to bring that up in that particular story. So
Yeah, things are getting weirder and. Oh, Andy, would you check something for me? Because I just got a message from someone that was talking about the population of the world and this and that, the blah, 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 blah. So he gave me all these different statistics on my watch here. And he was talking about, there's a lot of talk about racial differences and all that stuff. He said there are only 8.5% of the world is now Caucasian.
I don't doubt that at all.
8.5% total? Boy, that's dropped off quite a bit, I would say.
Well, actually, I don't know that it actually has. The world has always been whites have always been the minority. In the
Well, I
world.
suppose that's true, yeah. But 8.5%.
8.85%.
What do you got?
8.85.
So it is true. Less than 9% of the people on Earth are honkies.
Yep. But let's see, 1980.
And what was the height of
Honkydom?
the amount of white people? Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. I wonder.
funky dumb.
Honkydom.
So delicate.
Let's go honkydom, baby. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Why do we go through this every 20 years or 15 years or 10 years or whatever it is? Because, when I was a young teenager, there was the hippie deal, and they were burning down Plymouth Avenue, and they were like, every 10 years there's something going on. We have to destroy things or kill people. Why?
Well, I think there's always some weird factor or pressure that becomes
Yeah.
a catalyst for those types of things. Whether it was the situation in L.A. with Rodney King,
Right.
whether it was George Floyd, there always seems to be some kind of thing that happens, and who knows why that's the spark that causes things to blow up like that. But
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
It's definitely, and you've observed that things like that do happen.
Well, they do. But I will tell you another example. I was very lucky to have a long-lasting morning show and all the rest of it because a few decades ago, I don't remember when it was, but Rodney King came in and did an interview. Could not have been a nicer person. He's just a really nice guy. And why did that ever happen to him? What was that all about?
I don't remember, but I remember after it had gone on, him coming on camera and like pleading with people to just stop, like,
yep,
and basically like whatever happened, but you can't do this, like just stop.
Yep.
So yeah, that doesn't surprise me because I do remember those news conferences and
yeah, a very nice guy. He's just a really nice. What did they accuse him of again? Why did they turn on him?
They pulled him out of a truck or a car or something
like that.
Right?
Yeah, something like that.
I have fuzzy memory at this point, but I don't know. The cyclical thing, with the stabbing that happened the other day. So much of it is, I think, and it's more and more evident that it's mental health issues that are being untreated.
Yep.
And I don't know, until our country wants to get really serious about finding people who have mental illness and helping them and treating them. But the system's not set up to just step in and take over or take somebody and commit them, or it doesn't really work that way. And a lot of times people have to willingly go into this kind of treatment, or so you can't just take somebody and this person's nuts. It just doesn't work that way, and I don't know, that seems to be a lot of what the problem is.
Every time I hear that word, I think of my sister Bobby when they were hauling my father away in a straitjacket. Tommy, I think they think our dad is nuts. I will never forget that as long as I'm 7 years old and I'm laughing my ass off as they're hauling my foaming at the mouth father out the back door. It's like, Jesus, nice life.
Well, it probably made you the man you are today, right?
I guess that's probably true.
As much as you think about it that way.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's all I have to say. Is there ever going to be a period in our lives again where people might settle down for a couple of years, or is this just going to be how it is from now on?
Sure would be nice.
It would be great.
I would love to see that, but I don't know. I go back and forth on this all the time. Maybe it's always been like this to some extent.
Yeah.
There's a Wilco song. Every generation thinks it's the last in the world.
Yeah.
Some kind of a lyric about that. Every generation thinks it's the end of the world. And
yes, they do.
Yep.
What I think is right now, it's just so amplified with the social media and the media landscape. And
Absolutely.
Now, granted, there weren't like mass shootings and things like that,
Right.
a long time ago, but there's always been something, right? It's just so in your face now that it sort of comes at you in all directions, and I think it gives you a false sense of even the state of the world, or it's not a. I mean, you can walk down the street on any given day, Tom, and not encounter any violence any day, or
Right.
But if you're sort of have your face buried in your phone all day, you might be scared to leave the damn house because you're convinced that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Absolutely. And then you watch the news and you hear how horrible everybody is. You don't want to leave the house then either.
But we've been really trying to scare you inside with weather the last couple days.
Oh,
so
my God. That storm last night, what was that, about 9 o'clock?
Yeah, around that.
Holy Hannah, was it coming down.
Oh,
Did
really?
any of you guys lose power?
No, we didn't. We
No?
the city next city over did, but we did not.
Ours wasn't bad. I don't know.
Wasn't it?
It was
I mean,
windy and there was
No,
rain. But
it really wasn't that big of a deal for us. We got some heavy rain for a little while, but yeah.
Oh, it sounded like hail, and it wasn't. It was loud enough to sound like hail,
Yeah,
but it was
we had a point where I was like, "Is that hail?"
I know. It's like, man, settle down.
I think Excel said at one point we had this morning that there were around 140,000 people without power.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
They've got that number
Huh.
at last check when I left the station about a half hour or so ago. It was somewhere around 80,000.
Yikes!
But an interesting thing happened with that storm last night. All the like storm chaser type people who are on social media,
Yeah.
yesterday earlier in the day were all going nuts because there was a possibility for a derecho to happen here.
Yeah,
That's
a
that.
derecho, yep.
What's that?
Giant
basically
windstorm.
Yeah, straight
That-
line winds.
But to actually be a derecho is very rare, and they were all kind of hyping it up to the point that it had kind of permeated into everyone thought there was going to be a damn windstorm where the wind was going to be blowing 100 miles an hour. And to be a derecho, it has to be like 200 miles long. Like it is a very rare occurrence. It's not a regular straight line wind. So yesterday, everyone was kind of like hyping and freaking out about there being this big derecho. I can speak for our guy. I can't speak for the other weather people, but Barlow was he goes, I'm not going to say that. I don't think it looks like it's setting up for that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I come on the air and say that, it's going to freak people out.
Right.
Yeah. Apparently,
And-
Minnesota gets about one per year, like the entire state.
Yeah.
So they're not terribly common. They're not incredibly rare or anything, but yeah. And yeah, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it's just going to rip through our town and destroy everything." And we brought all of our furniture and stuff in, and then nothing happened. And
Fawn has a watch now where she can check the weather.
Right.
And it'll say, like, if there's a chance, if there's a severe storm watch or whatever. And,
Yeah.
like, at first, when she got her watch, because she got it at the end of May for her birthday, she was like, there's a severe storm watch, and, like, was all, like, and now she's like, oh, another one. It'll probably turn into nothing.
go.
And I'm like, yep. That's
Always
how-
does.
Alex, you bring up a good point because I think also people stop listening if you cry wolf
Yes.
every single
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I think that, again, I'm like backing my guy because Ken was he just didn't want to go there because he didn't think that was what it was going to do. And I don't know, you cry wolf and then it doesn't happen. And then they take a bunch of crap because, well, you guys hyped it up and you turned it into something. And it did, when they predict snow and it doesn't snow, people freaking freak out
Yeah.
over that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you sure do.
But yeah, the power outage was a big thing last night.
Yeah.
So.
Ugh.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't know. So where was that centered? Where the power outage?
It kind of seems like it's all over the place. But
Oh, is it?
I was hearing from quite a few viewers this morning, like out in Belle Plaine
Oh, okay.
and Henderson and kind of southwest of the Twin
Yep,
Cities toward
yep.
Mankato. It does sound like a lot of the worst part of it went south of the Twin Cities.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but
Yeah, because we never even lost power for a minute. I don't know what that was all about or whatever.
we were
but-
flickering. I was like,
oh, were you flickering?
and I was trying to fall asleep, and my wife, who also Alex has like 18 modes of weather communication that she was monitoring.
Great.
She's like, I think it's time. She came up and woke me up. She's like, I think it's time to go to the basement.
Oh,
And I'm like, is it?
Yeah.
When I got up, if she was worried about it, I got up. So I put my damn leg on and walked downstairs, laid down on the couch, laid there for 10 minutes, and then got up and went back upstairs. So,
yeah. Well, that's good. Well, nobody got hit by lightning or anything like that,
no,
so nobody got hurt.
Not that we've heard of.
Good.
So.
I'm glad to hear that. Because some people, I do remember when I was much younger, so the world has changed a lot. But I had a couple of neighbors. If it was thunder and lightning, they'd go outside to watch it. It's like,
Well,
what the hell's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
It's kind of a Midwest thing. You sit in the garage, or you
Yeah.
sit in your doorway, and see if you can see it coming in the distance. But
Man.
what those storm chasers, it's crazy how much of a thing that's become. I was watching one of the national weather outfits yesterday all afternoons to kind of see how they were setting
Yeah,
up the storm. And these people who they have out in the field, like they're not successful unless they're doing some insane video where the guy's talking and there's a
Right.
freaking tornado right behind him, and that it's so hyped, and somebody's gonna get killed, and it just, I don't know.
Have you ever been near, any of the three of you ever been near a tornado?
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess technically, yeah.
Mom and I yeah, you guys slept through one a few weeks ago.
Oh,
And then, well, we also had that one. Well, was it a tornado in Dayton that one year? That
Yeah, Mom and I watched the tornado from the barn
yeah.
because there was potential for bad weather, and it's got kind of weird looking out. And so Mom and I ran down to the barn to bring all the horses inside because we were like, we don't want the horses to be inside during if there's going to be bad weather or whatever. And we brought all the horses inside, and the big barn door was still open, and we look out, and we could just see this tornado go right by
Really?
us. Yeah.
God,
It was
I remember
small,
the one.
but it was, and it, like nothing major happened. But yeah, we were just standing there like, oh, okay,
Yep.
well, here we are.
It was kind of what happened to me when I was in 7th grade at St. Anne's. One of my buddies, who's still a good friend of mine, Greg Lundeen. I was standing outside Greg Lundeen's house on West Broadway and Thomas Avenue, and I heard all this noise, and I looked down West Broadway because it runs straight, straight across. And I don't know how far away it was, a couple miles, 3 miles maybe. Just this tornado went right past. I mean, it wasn't coming my way, but it was weird to watch a tornado, just like it was for you, Alex. To watch a tornado go
weird.
past you, it's
Yep.
like, man, that's weird.
It is very weird.
I will never forget that. You just, I'm looking at it, it's like, Jesus.
I know. Fawn is obsessed with extreme weather.
Oh, she is
She
now.
loves extreme weather. She always has. She's just fascinated by extreme weather. And so
Really?
she, like, anytime there's a potential for anything, or like she went through a big phase of watching tornado videos on YouTube and stuff. So she would love that. She would be like, yes, this is my moment.
Unbelievable.
well, that's pretty unusual because most scared
Yeah.
kids get like freaked out by that. So that, I mean, maybe you
Yeah.
got a future storm chaser in your house.
It
Alex.
actually wouldn't surprise me because my husband's twin brother is kind of a storm chaser. He's not a storm chaser, but he's also obsessed with severe weather, and like
Yeah.
he like anytime there's a tornado siren, he calls us and he's like, "Are you guys in the basement? Did you hear? And watch this guy on the internet because he's the best." Blah blah blah. But we're like, okay,
Okay, we'll do it.
sounds good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just every year you put up a tornado. That does happen every year, doesn't it?
Right?
Yeah, it
We,
seems like
I was storm chasing when I was working down in Omaha, and
Oh.
we were close to a tornado and got video of it. And of course, I mean, I hate to say it, but that's what it's all about. You had the video of it then, and that was before we had cell phones, and so you had to actually like go out and get a TV camera to get video of things. That's how that's how long ago that was, back in the ancient times. But the next year, the National Weather Service came out to do a seminar with all the news stations to tell them, like, here's the right side of the storm that you should be on. Here's the wrong place you should be. And he showed this video, and he's like, this crew got this video, and they were in the wrong place. This was irresponsible. Where they were at, they could have been swept away. And it was our video. And I was like,
That's a nice touch. That's really nice.
We didn't fess up to that. But the point was, we got the video, and that people they're willing to take the risk, I guess, to get the content. But
See, now you did two things for me. You just made me think of Philip Wise, my dear friend, because Philip was from Omaha, Nebraska originally.
yeah, I remember you saying that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Phil. I love Philip. I talked to him a couple of weeks ago. He was talking about coming back here, but I don't know if they're going to. I guess his health is not very good.
Yeah.
But I just love Philip Wise, one of my
Sorry to
favorite
hear
people.
that. Where's he at, Tom?
He's in Las Vegas with his sister, I believe.
Gotcha.
But well, here's a guy when they went after me and called me all those names in the press and all that stuff. I'm driving along and Philip goes, "Come and pick me up." I said, "Okay." I drove by his house. Lived over on Upton Avenue North. Drove by, gets in the car, and he's looking out the passenger window. And I said, "So what's going on, Philip?" And he turned around and he was crying. And he said, "I can't let people treat you like this. I'm going to be on your show from now on." I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess. Yes, we can handle it." But he literally came on my show because he knew it was all BS. Those are the kinds of friends that I just love. I mean, he was deeply hurt by people attacking me for no reason. Still
Well, good for him. I didn't realize that was the genesis of how he ended up on the show.
Yeah, that's exactly. He forced his way on the show so nobody would go after me when he was around.
Well, he had your back, right?
He absolutely did. Just a lovely man, just a great guy. You know, I mean, look at JB. He's just people are wonderful, no question about it. Don't you think?
I never had a chance to meet him, but I loved listening to him on the air. I thought he was just funny and low key and a good.
Oh God, yes.
Such a good part of the team.
No
I still
question
say
about
if
it.
my kids are acting really weird or something, I go, "Come on, man," and it's because of Philip.
Because of Philip, that's exactly right. Yeah, he. So you never met him, Chris?
No.
God, it's too bad you'd never met the guy because he was one of the greats of all time. Great athlete, played professional football for a decade.
I know. I did not know that about him until not that long
way
ago.
later.
You didn't?
Yeah,
No.
I had no idea that he was a
played for the
professional
Vikings.
athlete.
No,
Yeah, had
we
no
just
idea.
thought he was like KQ guy.
Yeah, I
The
think
New
I
York-
found that out like maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The New York Jets and the Vikings.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I met him when Cliff Siegel used to live out. He had a huge backyard, so we'd play touch football every Saturday, and that's where I met Philip. Philip came over to play touch football with us. Just one of the great guys of all time.
Well, he's from Omaha. Do you know if he went to Nebraska, or he played college?
I believe he did. I'm pretty sure. I'm not certain. Andy, would you look that up? Did Philip play at Nebraska? Because I don't remember that. I got to assume he did. I would think. Because they're a damn good football team. I mean,
they're
really
not
good.
what they used to be anymore.
No.
That I having lived in Omaha and seeing what the big red nation is down there, it's insane.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
played
oh, yeah.
Nebraska Omaha Mavericks.
Oh, so he went to University of Nebraska in Omaha. Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that does
UNO,
make sense.
which is for him to go pro coming from. I mean, UNO's D1 now, but they weren't at the time. They were a smaller D2, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no question about it. But I've been very, very lucky in my life, and I'm sure most people are. I've had some friends that would protect me from everything, that would not allow people to be a pain in the ass. I've had some wonderful friends over there. Some of them are a pain in the ass, too. Don't get me wrong. There is a balance. But I've been very lucky, the people I've known, because Andy and Alex, could you find a nicer person than Philip Wise?
I don't think so.
Just a great guy.
Yeah, he was great.
He
He's
just
great.
was. There's
I
no
think
question.
Chris Eggert is nicer than
Yeah,
Chris
Philip
Eggert
Wise.
is nicer than Philip
Yeah.
Wise. That's exactly
I'll
right.
never be as cool as Philip Wise. I can tell you that right now.
Nobody is, so it's okay.
No,
No, go play
Nobody
football.
is.
So any closing words on the segment?
No, I think the weather's going to be good for like the next week. So
Oh, is it?
yeah,
Yes, it
it
looks
is.
beautiful.
It looks
It was very nice.
maybe a
this
little
morning.
bit of a chance for some thunderstorms, maybe early tomorrow morning, but it's like south of the Twin Cities, and so it should be a nice break. And hopefully, people will be able to get the power back on. And at least if they did lose their power, the weather's going to get a little cooler. So
Yeah.
we'll have to be like sweating to death. But
Yeah, at least it doesn't feel like 106.
I'm glad
yeah,
to hear it.
so gross.
All right, you pill. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Yes, sir. See you guys later.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Chris Eggert, Channel 5 Eyewitness News, of course. Take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Brian Thiel, president of Abrasives of St. Paul.
What I like best about North American Baking Company is the small town feel with great products and very good service, and I love the people. I would definitely recommend North American to other business owners. A lot of banks I could choose from, and North American Banking Company is the one.
So why not bank where I bank, with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com to learn more. That's nabanco.com, or stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. For Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing, and people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant. I like how this music sounds like you're sneaking up on somebody.
Really? I think the other one's more sneaky.
The other one's
There's
more
another
sneaky.
There's a
Yeah, there
sneakier
is another one.
There's a sneakier one.
So what's on the docket for the rest of the week with you two?
Fawn's at dance auditions all day, every day.
Every day of the week?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what she told me.
Except, Friday's a half day because that's the actual audition. And
where's that?
It's someplace. And
It's someplace.
It's someplace. And Sage is at basketball camp again.
Oh, God.
And he has half days though, so I'll pick him up after this, and then we're gonna go to a pool because it's gonna be nice out again.
It's going to be beautiful. Where are you going? The usual?
We're going to some sand bottom pool.
Oh, really?
Sand
Yes,
bottom.
with cousins. We'll see. There's a couple of them around. There's one in Victoria or something. No, not Victoria. Minnetrista. I think it's in
Oh,
Minnetrista.
yeah.
There's a private one or something in Eden Prairie. There's one in Shakopee. There's one in, I don't know. They're around, but they're chlorinated, but they're all sand.
Really?
Because we live so close to so many lakes, but a lot of them get closed down during the heat of the summer because of E. coli.
Yep,
It's
I
goose
know.
poop. And so we don't go to beaches that often because lakes are usually closed. And so this is their opportunity to be at a quote unquote beach.
Oh, so that'd be good.
Yeah, brought some sand toys. We'll see. I don't know.
What's the latest with your kids, Andy?
A lot of energy.
Still recovering from the parade, are they?
Yeah,
Oh, dear.
kind of.
Are they
That's
really?
just how they are.
Well, the problem is it's been so hot still. Melissa took him to go to a park yesterday, and then he got overheated and he was crazy all day again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah,
doesn't do well with heat, which is nice. This week is going to be
A lot
much
nicer.
nicer. It's
Supposed
going to
to
be
be
in the
beautiful,
mid
yeah.
70s.
Yeah, we can't.
So thank God.
If it's hot outside, it's just the options are indoor play place or something in water.
Yeah, we can't let Ethan get too hot anymore. Even if it's
No.
there's going to be a play date at the park and everyone's going, we're just going to have to be sorry. If it's over
Yeah.
80 something, there's no way.
Yeah. Indoor play places are good for.
And we have some of those.
Heat of summer. I used to take Sage to those all the time because Sage was the type of kid that would be I would turn around and he would be vanished.
Yeah.
And he'd be on the roof of something. And so sometimes when he was little and it was just him, I'd be like, we're going to go to an indoor play place because there's only one exit and one entrance. So I can sit by the exit and
that's good.
entrance and
Yeah,
know
that's
that
good.
you're in here. And they're not that huge, so it's somewhere he's in here. So that's fine.
Yeah.
But other playgrounds, kids can just wander off or whatever, and it's you have to, I don't know. I do not miss having a toddler at all.
I know.
Yeah.
At all.
We're about to have a second one.
It's exhausting.
Colin is walking up to things and standing up supported.
is he?
He's transferring from thing to thing.
Oh yeah, the crawling along furniture, or creeping. What's that? I think it's
Yeah.
creeping along furniture.
It won't be
climbing
long now
over
until he's walking.
something. I don't know. That can take a while because I remember Fawn was crawling along furniture at Christmas when she was 6 months old.
6 months, wow.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing. Is
7 months old. She
Colin's
was
almost a
7
year
months
old, so.
Yeah, that's true. So
Yeah.
he could all of a sudden go into walking. But yeah, she was crawling along furniture at 7 months old because her half birthday's in November. So she was 7 months old, but then didn't walk until July.
Yeah, that's
So
about.
it took a really long time.
Yeah, well, Ethan was the same way. He didn't crawl super well, and he didn't stand super well, but then all of a sudden he just started walking on his first birthday.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I'm 1 now, time to walk.
Yeah, Fawn crawled she was like, I remember she log rolled like crazy everywhere. It was
Colin's like that. He likes to roll.
It's amazing how far they can go with a log roll.
Before he was crawling, he would roll across the room, no problem.
Yep. I know, and then some kids have like a weird crawl where they like swing a leg around. Some kids don't really crawl. Some kids bum shuffle. Some kids, it's like,
Yep.
well, now crawling's not on the American Academy of Pediatrics
I know, it used to be.
milestones list anymore
Apparently it doesn't
Why?
matter anymore.
because so many kids don't like crawl typically.
They don't?
No,
Why not?
because they'll either like roll or scoot or shuffle or swing their legs
Really?
weird. Like I guess it's so common now, and some kids just skip crawling completely and just go straight to walking.
I know, but they used to say that if you skip crawling, it causes problems later.
Well, yeah, because I know it's super important for like reading. There's something involving like the longer you crawl, the better you are at reading or something like that. And it's, what's it called? The side by side something.
What?
Oh my gosh. It's a whole thing where like when they're kids, you're supposed to like have them, like touch their nose with opposite hands and like touch their hand to the opposite foot.
Oh.
It's called something, and it's really, really important
Never
for
even
brain
heard of that.
development. Yeah. It's super important for brain development, and that is like crawling is that because you're going forward with your opposite
Right.
knee as your hand. And so they're like, oh, if your kid crawls, then you don't need to worry about it. But if your kid doesn't crawl, then you should do these like other exercises because it's like cross something. I don't know.
Well, let's see.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's something.
I don't know. I'm sure I'm not going to be able to find this by trying to Google this.
I don't know either.
Yeah, not a big deal.
But yeah, I know I don't know. Crawling was hard because then they can just get into everything. But then walking is also hard because then they fall over and hit their face all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Ethan sure did that.
Yeah.
Just hitting his face on everything.
Yeah, I feel like every time I saw him for a while, he had a lump on his head or a bruise on his face. It was
That's
like, okay.
nice.
I know.
That's how my kid that I nannied was. Like the parents would come home and he'd have he'd split open his lip or have a black eye, and they're like, "Yep,
Yep.
that's toddlers."
That's
I'm like,
how it is.
yeah.
All right,
Awesome.
let's take that final break, come back, and wrap it up right after this.
All right.
I'm talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, business owners have had to deal with a lot over the last few years, haven't they?
They sure have, Tommy. We pride ourselves on being able to help our customers with the challenges they face.
Our business bankers are experts and are always ready to help our customers capitalize on opportunities and solve problems.
Loan decisions come quickly because they're made here in the Twin Cities and not shipped out of state like at some of the national banks in town.
This allows our customers to expand their businesses with confidence, knowing that they have our team of experts in their corner.
Okay, so now you give me this big thing at the end. Way to go.
Well, you are the professional.
Oh, I forgot. Look, I know Brad and Mike, and I trust them with my banking. They've personally delivered on everything they've just said, so why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. It's time for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is the place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They've never used or relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally. They're a family-owned local company conveniently located right in the Medina, Bloomington area. Medina and Bloomington. They are the best staffed memory care facility in the state. Wellshire has a robust community service activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. You can set up a tour. That's good. And learn more at wellshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com. So we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Catherine is not. I think she might come in Thursday and Friday. Is that
I
correct?
think so, yeah.
What the word is.
Yeah, she's having them shampoo some carpets. They're replacing some other.
Shampoo the carpets.
We need to shampoo our carpets because
You
when
do?
Jude just peed at the top of our stairs for fun, when we were babysitting him, I cleaned it up. And then, like, we have as every pet owner should, the green machine. Which is like the little carpet cleaner vacuum thing. That's fantastic. But the first thing and also Birch lays at the top of our stairs. That's like one of his favorite spots to lay. And that's right where Jude peed. And so before I used the machine, I cleaned it up with a rag. And the rag got kind of dirty, and I was like, ew.
Yeah.
We need to shampoo our carpets. But again, that's one of Birch's
nice.
Well, that's one of Birch's favorite spots. And we
Yeah,
have brown
yep.
carpet, so you can't tell if it's dirty. But our carpet also isn't the best. They didn't put in the nicest carpet
Oh, they didn't?
they
rarely do.
when they changed the carpet to put the house on the market. So I think actually the goal is to just get new carpet at some point.
We got another
Next year or
breaking
so.
celebrity death.
Oh dear Lord!
Got another one?
Ryan Sandberg from the Chicago Cubs.
Died at what, Chicago, 64 or something?
65.
65.
Why? What happened?
Prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer. Yeah, geez,
That's something I'm glad I won't get.
That's true.
We're kind of
Sounds
hoping.
Very
the-
unusual.
Yeah.
The two of us are kind of hoping the same thing, that we don't get
Yeah.
it either, but you know.
It doesn't sound like a fun one.
Prostate cancer's not great.
No question.
No.
All right, that's going to do it for today. Now, we don't know if Nana's going to be here tomorrow, but maybe and definitely on Thursday.
Not
I don't know
definitely.
about
ever.
definitely,
I
but
wouldn't say
none of it's
definitely.
definitely?
most likely, I would say.
wouldn't say definitely.
She's doing
in
a great
any
job with
situation.
that whole moving to a new house and everything. Met our neighbor yesterday.
Well,
She's
now
very,
you-
very nice.
Now you guys are professionals at it, so.
Yeah, we're becoming professionals.
I know,
That's
for
exactly
real.
right.
They say that once you do something for 10,000 hours, you're a master. So you're probably about halfway there.
That's
Mastered it.
probably about right. All right, that'll do it. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.